Does anyone have a question? All right, I just have a few announcements to make. The first one is very happy to say that Isabel Sinclair has graduated from Reed College this weekend. And I think we all should send a lot of thoughts and gratitude because this is really a major occurrence in her life. So I just wanted to announce that. I'm very pleased to tell you all this and hope, you know, the next cycle in her life, very exciting. I just have one announcement to make. I've been teaching in-person classes 5 days a week. The attendance hasn't been terribly good other than when people come from California, Oregon, you know, Florida, and other places. And so I've decided, I've made a very real decision. I'm going to eliminate the classes, in-person classes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. My whole day is structured around those classes. And when it comes time to things like, you know, seeing a dentist or going to the doctor or, you know, just stuff you got to do in life, it's very difficult to manufacture time to do these things. So I need time. If there's a bigger demand for the classes, then I will reinstate some of them. Anyone who comes here from Florida, like Pat and Tabitha, we're here this weekend, West Coast, Israel, people are coming, you know, Brazil. When they come, I will arrange special classes for them. There will be at least 2 classes a day for the days that they stay here. And, you know, of in-person and hands-on and everything that I do. But the regular classes, I just have to stop them at the moment. So there will be online classes. There will be a class in person on a Saturday evening at 6 o'clock. But the rest of the week, you know, it's just getting to be too much. And there isn't enough demand for them from people that live in the New York area. So I just decided that I have to use the time for other things, you know, in my day where I have, you know, a lot of things to do during the day and I have to have time to do them. Again, if there's a demand for it and if people, I mean, if you have to fly in here from 2,000, 1,500, 3,000 miles away, I will accommodate you by really having at least 2, you know, a day where there's a lot of Zoom classes, maybe 1 class, but on the other days, there will be at least 2 classes, you know, because people are making really an incredible effort to come here. It's costing them a bunch of money to come here, and I have a lot of respect for that. So that's going to be, you know, I will have in-person classes here in Stanford all this week, but starting next Saturday, the only class I'll have doing in person will be on a Saturday evening at 6 o'clock. So it'll just be once a week. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
I have a question, Stuart.
Yes.
When you feel sadness, does your heart chakra close or is it stay open or what happens?
Well, look, you know, sadness in my life is a momentary experience that I bring to the chakra below the navel and transform it into chi. That kind of sadness drains one's energy out of one. It really takes your life away. And you feel sorry for yourself, you feel sorry for other people, and it really takes your energy away from you. So I have learned over the years, I cannot afford that kind of sadness. I have too much to do. I need my energy. I can't let it drain into feeling sorry for Stuart because things are not happening the way I want them to happen, or feeling sorry for other people. So instead of allowing that to take over, I have enough training over years of doing this to just bring the sadness, the depression, the unhappiness right into the chakra below the navel, where it transforms itself into chi and it becomes energy to grow with and develop a spiritual life with, instead of energy that drains your life away. That's part of the training that I teach. It is absolutely part of the training that Rudy taught me. In fact, perhaps one of the greatest things I learned from him is how to transform all of these energies that do nothing but deplete us into energies that give life. I mean, of course, we're all human and things happen, and relatives get sick, they die, there's sadness. But there's no reason to allow it to take over. There's only reason to use whatever happens to us in our life as an opportunity to get closer to God. And if we get swept away in sadness and depression and unhappiness and all of these depleting states of being, I've had a lot of questions like this today. People, I don't know what's going on in the world. Maybe it's Mercury's in retrograde and everybody's feeling it. But training is the key to this. The development of a chakra system that can do what I'm talking about. It's not that you turn your back on people, you don't. But for instance, if, God forbid somebody dies, instead of feeling sadness and lamenting and crying they're just taking a vacation, for God's sake, from all of this. Going to a place where they're going to be prepared to come back here again, different body, different form, but the same soul, evolving and moving in an upward direction. So instead of being sad and lament and, we have to feel almost a kind of joy and a way of supporting that soul as it leaves. Otherwise we drag it back, it becomes a freaking ghost living on the earth. Look, the closest person to me in my life, I would say even closer than my own parents, was Rudy. I was with him the moment he died. We were in an airplane crash, as all you probably know. We hit a mountain. And he was the only person in the plane who died. And he told me so many times, when I take samadhi, when I leave it, don't lament, don't feel sorry, rejoice. He said, I'm just going to be with God. And I'll never forget that when I realized that the dearest and most sacred person in my life had passed on in that crash, I just looked at him and I said, in my heart, I didn't say this out loud, but thank you for letting me be with you for the last moments of your life. And for God's sake, we just hit a mountain in an airplane. There was no sadness because I understood profoundly that one's teacher lives in one's heart and the teacher never dies. They're always there in your heart. You just have to open with gratitude and find them, and they will be there nurturing you and helping you to have your life. It's the same thing with your parents. I remember when my mother died, I was sitting in her bedroom and doing a very deep meditation. It's the day before she died. And I told her, I said, you can stop suffering. I told her this. I can take care of myself. My sister can take care of herself. We both love you. And you don't have to go through this suffering that is taking you nowhere. Just let go. And really, I'm sitting there meditating, and my father comes. The soul of my father comes in the room, is sitting there at the end of her bed. The whole room was just full of light. And he said to her, I've just been waiting so we can move on. What's to be sad about? There's nothing to be depressed about. This is extraordinary, you know? And I've had so many experiences with people like that. From students to relatives to, it's been incredible. And there's nothing to be sad about. Birth and death are sacred. We just create the dichotomy. We create the conflict in our brain because the mind only sees things in terms of black and white, polarity. So death is a negative thing. And we're trained for it to be a negative thing from the moment we're born. And it's not. It just allows the soul, one soul, and also the soul of the universe to move on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question? Okay. Very strong topic. God bless you. Anyway, I hope it penetrates. I hope it touches you deeply inside to really have a different way of looking at the world, than the way that most people are trained in and how they look at the world. It's always black and white, positive and negative, good and bad, right and wrong. And none of those things, they're all part of Maya. What's real is unifying these things, creating a oneness and a wholeness out of them, and eliminating opposites and polarity. But again, you need to build an inner life that is truly strong enough to do that. I'm happy to help you all do that. That's my job. Okay, if there are no more questions, there'll be a meditation tomorrow evening. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for being in my life. God bless you all.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.